On today's episode of
Jessica Anywhere, we talk about 6 tips to help you travel responsibly during a global pandemic. Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name's Jessica from Jessica Anywhere, and I upload travel videos on a weekly basis with some lifestyle videos trickled in here and there. Hi guys, long time no see. I've had a lot going on with work. I was working on a new project with my day job that unfortunately was affecting my mental health when I didn't expect it to. So I unfortunately decided to step away from that and go back to what I was doing previously. But that just means I've got more time to create content for you guys and do what I love. So I'm super excited about just where I'm going with everything. It was definitely a tough decision to make, and it definitely felt weird putting my mental health first where that's not the norm in society, but it felt great and I encourage you guys to do the same. So I've been kind of going back and forth on whether I wanted to make this video just because I don't want it to come across like I am encouraging people to get out there and travel and all of that, especially with the current state of the world and the United States in particular. But I decided that I wanted to make a video to help show you guys how we are traveling safely during this time and to just help those that are deciding to travel help do the same. My first and arguably most important tip is to stay home if you're sick. For me personally, I don't know why you would want to travel if you're sick, especially hearing about how the symptoms of COVID are affecting people, but some people do for whatever reason, but especially with the current state of things and with just how contagious the virus is, I highly encourage you to stay home if you are experiencing any of the symptoms, which I'll of course have on the screen right over here for you guys. So tip number 2 is to stay local and explore places around you. At the beginning of the year and end of last year, Nathan and I had made plans for quite a few big trips on just like the other side of the country, going on cruises, potentially even go traveling internationally and everything like that, but obviously that's not the smartest thing to do right now. So this has really opened my eyes to all of the things that Utah has to offer and explore and do. So within a 6-hour drive of Salt Lake City, you have 10 national parks, 7 state parks here in Utah. Not to mention you have all of the other sites managed by the National Park Service that aren't designated as national parks in particular here in Utah and in the surrounding area as well. Here in Salt Lake, we also have quite a few places to get out and explore outside, as well as a lot of different museums and different things like that that are taking a lot of precautions to help make sure that guests can still come and enjoy the different exhibits while still being safe and taking all of the precautions necessary. If you are able to, this is a really great time to get out and support the local businesses and the businesses that rely on the tourist traffic that just hasn't been happening. So this is something that I hadn't ever really thought of here in Salt Lake and just in Salt Lake Valley and everything around here, but there are quite a few places that actually do rely on the tourist dollars, so to speak. So I've been making an effort to kind of plan more of our activities around those things and to help make sure that the places we love to do survive the pandemic that we're going through. So tip number 3 is to follow the local public health guidelines of wherever you are traveling to. So this of course is going to include social distancing or staying 6 feet away from other people, wearing a mask when you're not able to social distance, especially indoors, and then of course making sure that you are washing your hands or sanitizing your hands frequently and not touching your face whenever possible, which is just a good practice that I am not very good at, that I have been working on with everything going on. Now, this also includes researching some of the particular guidelines in the areas where you may be visiting, just in case they are different from those in your local county or local city. So tip number 4 is to avoid crowded areas just whenever possible. Doing this, in addition to what I mentioned in my last tip, is just going to help reduce your exposure and potential spread of the virus just whenever possible. One of the tools that I personally like to use to help with this are just I think it's the trends on Google. I don't know exactly what they call them, but whenever we are looking at going to a place, I will always look it up on Google, and I'll take a look and see just how busy they currently are based off of what the Google reports are telling me. So this has just been super helpful to make sure that, of course, we are not going to a place when it's super busy, but then I can also plan our days around when places are going to be busy and when they are not going to be. Tip number 5 is to sleep in your car or camp just whenever possible. So this is going to, of course, help limit your contact with people and just help make sure that you are staying within your own little quarantine bubble with those that you have been around. But then with this as well, you're also going to get just some of the best views. We have recently been doing this as far as like just renting SUVs and sleeping in the back of them, and the views that we're getting from being able to do that versus staying in a hotel is just absolutely spectacular. So I'll touch on this and a couple more benefits to sleeping in your car on a road trip in next week's video, so make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss that. Now, tip number 6 should be no surprise, considering this is kind of what I made my channel around, but research, research, research. One of the biggest things that I realized when we went on our trip to Yellowstone and Grand Teton over Memorial Day is just how limited the resources are in the national parks and surrounding areas right now with everything going on. So there were only a couple of bathrooms open, and then of course like all of the visitor centers and everything like that were closed. Now, from the research I've done, those have started to open up in national parks, but of course just do your research before you go, so that way you know what to expect wherever you're going. Whether that be a national park, state park, national recreation area, national forest, or even if it is someplace more in the city as far as like a museum, restaurant, anything along those lines. Now, things are constantly changing, so I like to do the research on what things currently look like when we first start planning our trip and we decide, okay, this is where we want to go and everything like that. But then just before we leave, I also like to just double check things and make sure that nothing has changed and I know everything I need to make sure that we are safe and we're doing everything we can to help flatten the curve. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I hope you like my new filming space as well. This is only temporary. I realized with my last video just how echoey it is upstairs since we rearranged things just a little bit, and I'm still working on getting my office put together. So for the time being, I'll be filming a couple of videos down here in our bedroom. But if you guys liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and like I said, subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss next week's video when I talk all about how we planned our 10-day road trip visiting like 5 national parks, 3-4 different states. I don't remember everything now, but make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss that video. And I hope this video was helpful for you guys and can help those of you that are starting to travel more, travel safely during this time. So thank you guys so much for watching and staying to the end of this video. You could be anywhere, but thank you for being here with me. Bye guys. Oh! Where's my kitty? No, you gotta stand by. Work's calling. Whoa. Okay. Oh my god, my phone is blowing up.